Hey everybody, it's Jessica here. In today's video, I think I want to talk about outlook for the future. So, I was with family and friends and they were making plans and I was making comments like, if I make it there or if I'm still around, and someone kind of mentioned to my husband, why is she being so bleak? Why is she just having such a negative outlook for the future? And I had to sit and think about that. Why do I have this negative outlook to the future? If it can be considered negative, right? Because I'm a person that's real. Um, and real doesn't have to be mean or negative. Real can just be factual. When you're battling cancer, you never know what's going to happen. And I know people might say, well, for that matter, you might get hit by a truck and so you don't know. But for any of you battling cancer or knowing someone who is battling cancer, time definitely seems finite. And in certain instances, it kind of seems borrowed. And like when you make long term plans, you're tempting fate, for lack of a better term. So, how do you make long term or even short term plans knowing that you have this diagnosis and this treatment looming over your head? So, my husband wanted to go up to the wine train, which is in Napa in Northern California, and I live in Southern California. And so I told him maybe that's not such a good idea right now because of treatment. I don't want to be so far away from my treatment center. So if something happens and I have a fever of 100.4, for example, I should go to the emergency room. And the last time I did that, I was in the hospital for about 3 days for various things, but mostly cancer treatment related issues. And if we're in Northern California, that means a hotel for him, things like that. So it's just best not to make those type of long range travel plans right now, which got me to thinking, when is a good time to make those plans? Which makes me feel like I'm kind of in this limbo as far as making plans. So I don't want to seem bleak or negative when I'm making plans, but at the same time, I want to really consider what's going on with me right now. I know tomorrow isn't promised to anyone, but when you're in treatment, and it can be any kind of treatment, right? It could be dialysis. Really, truthfully, if you were being treated for COVID back in 2020, you could have felt like you were on borrowed time. So, how do you have those conversations with family members and make plans and not feel like you're holding the Grim Reaper's hands?